are you trying to accomplish with all this?
I think I just kind of wanted to collect some thoughts and feelings about losing somebody, which I lost my brother. And I don't know, I mean, it's pretty much just talking about it on one side and the other side's just sound. That's pretty much it. It's very simple. I don't know if it's an exact accurate place or feeling of where I am at emotionally. I don't even know if it's a starting point or end point. It's just some minor thoughts on an emptiness or a void that exists once someone's passed away and isn't physically occupying or existing currently in this timeline.
Why is it important to talk about this?
I mean, I think, with therapy, that, or even just talking to friends or someone else, that it allows you to others can become a sounding board, and in that sounding board or in that physical presence of someone else there with you, something about the energy of that person, then it gives your mind a different perspective or place, and then other thoughts come out. It doesn't matter if it's talking about something like this or anything, that just someone else's presence activates something in you, and maybe even in the space, that moves things along in some way. It can be positive, it can be negative. I think that's probably it.
Do you think that any of this will help how you feel?
I don't think it's going to change how I feel. I mean, how I feel will change over time. I know that what used to be a very sharp pain, a very sharp emotional pain, over time has become dull or dulled. It's not as sharp. It's still there, it's still present. But it's something that's almost incomprehensible. I mean, I've had other people that have died, and it becomes as if they just aren't there. And you can't call them, you can't talk to them, you can't hang out with them. They've been kind of erased or removed. And they say, oh, as long as they're alive in your thoughts, yeah, but they're still, you can't pick up the phone and call someone who's dead. So it has to help. I mean, it has to do something. I mean, I don't see it making it worse. I mean, that's just something.
How is this important to you?
Well, I mean, I think a lot of this talking about it or expressing it, and one thing that I always say is that I'm just one person, and there's like how many billions of people, and everyone is just as important as everyone else. So by me doing this, it's not saying that I'm more important in any way than anyone else. I find us all equal, although some people argue that we're not all equal. So this is just, understanding that it's not like my ego. So it is important to me, and it's probably even important to people that knew him. And it's part of, my life, their lives, in trying to grasp it and trying to, be able to go on, as everyone does anyways, I don't even know if it's accepting all those different stages of grief. I think it's trying to just express where I'm at right now, and that could change tomorrow, change in a week, but this is just right now, just some thoughts on all of this.
Isn't everyone affected by the death of someone close?
Yeah, I think everybody is. I mean, it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where it is. I mean, it could be your pet. It could be your mailman. It could be your doctor. It could be someone in the newspaper, someone you don't even know. And then that event affects everything. Might be able to not feel it, but it always affects everybody. I mean, the amount of people that knew my brother and passed, it's an ongoing thing. And one thought is that because he was, fairly young, I guess, I'm not sure. It's all perspective and opinion, subjective. In his 40s, that it was very sudden, and that's, I think, was more surprising. When someone's 80, 90, it's very different. As a generalization, which is crap anyways. But I think it affected a tremendous amount of people. And I think it will continue to. And eventually we all die. I remember seeing a science show talking about how the Milky Way and Andromeda are moving closer to each other, and in, I don't know, 20 or 40 billion years that both galaxies will clash. I thought that was funny and interesting. It's like, oh shit, we're all going to die. I mean, we're all going to die anyways, eventually. But that event, that thing happening of the two galaxies just colliding, and who knows what would even happen to Earth? Will this planet even be here in 40 billion years? But just thinking about that, we're doomed in 40 billion years. Which, again, there is no possible chance any of us being here then. But still, of thinking that, you're doomed in 40 billion years, of knowing when you're going to die, definitely, as opposed to not knowing and just falling over dead on the street and then worrying about that, or the fact that ultimately we're all just these organisms to the need to eat, sleep, reproduce, shit, all those things. That's all we are, basically. And in the science program, there was another one I was talking about. It was Carl Sagan talking about how we're just a speck of dust in the universe. So, I mean, stepping back to this larger picture, this giant idea of that our significance is so much nothing. Yeah, we do all this stuff. We create, we kill, we control, we gain money, we love, we hurt people, all that shit. We still, that we cannot get outside of our heads enough as a species. That's why there's so much conflict. And it's just an extension of the organism. I mean, it must be because it's happening and we do it. One thing I might have skipped was that the cover of this tape, it's a very, very old picture, probably like early 70s. And I think, when I was looking at the picture and I was thinking about it, what it is about that picture that's very emotionally connected to me. And I think it's about children and the innocence of children, because they haven't been polluted or tainted by adults yet. And you just see these two stupid kids with their little fluffy, furry animals in this kind of other world, living in a child's mind. The entire world is very, very, I mean, literally it's small. And just to have this furry or fuzzy animal, it's like this kind of happiness, this almost mindless, ignorant bliss. And I think, like, looking at that picture, I miss that state of mind of literally not having a care in the world. But I mean, your existence is already, you haven't lived a long time, so everything seems tremendous. But I think what it embodies most for me is just this photograph of this moment of just being a child. And I just hope that I never lose that sense of childlikeness in myself. That's why I chose to use that cover.